Hello, guys. This is Ali here with another session of Youth Alumni Association. Today, we have Justine here, and she's working as the HR director at Pseudo Consultants in Philippines. First of all, Justine, thank you so much for taking out time for the session today.
Yes, thank you very much, Ali, for having me. Thank you for this opportunity.
That's not a problem at all. We always appreciate people across the world to join us globally. And thank you so much for you as well for taking out the time, for this. So Justine, let's start off. I was going through the LinkedIn profile of yours. You've done, a lot of work when it comes to HR, and you're currently working with Pseudo Consultants, right?
Yes.
Can you throw some light on who Justine is? What did you do as like in high school? What sort of co-curricular activities were you good at? Let's just go back to the Justine who was just a little child, and how did you grow up and how did you achieve this level of being an HR director today? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So that would be a long story for sure. Okay, I just quickly briefly go back to the elementary days or the elementary and high school days. So I was raised by my parents, being a studious one, not only me, but together with my siblings. So
Mm-hmm.
we are raised by just, okay, complete your study and then study more, finish your elementary. I will not say that I am a top performing student, but I've graduated as like with honors or something like in the top rank, but I
Okay.
will not boast that because I lived in the remote place where I can't compete, I should say, to those students who are like graduated from the city with thousands of students and compared with me and compared with other students remotely, we're just like less than 100 students. And for example, I'm just for example, I'm top two or I'm in the top performing student, but
Yeah.
I couldn't say really that I've been in my best foot on that.
Okay.
So when I graduated elementary and high school, the same story. I am really studious, and I am also proud to say that I am not. Our family is not well enough to send me to school or to college. So what
Okay.
I did is to do my best to study, to get the like academic requirements and high grades to be able to apply for this scholarship in college. So
Mhm.
now we are in college. I got that. I got that certification to be able to pass that academic scholarship to be
Okay.
able to continue college.
All right.
And then, yeah, so the first failure that I've encountered before when I was in college was the requirements of the school to be able to complete my college degree is to give all of your high grades like in our country, the minimum of that to complete the requirement to complete that scholarship or to like continue on that scholarship is 85. And my
Oh.
first failure, all of the subject that I've got 90 above, but in only one subject I got 84. So that was the reason that I didn't. That is the first failure that I've encountered. So basically, I
But
lost.
you took it as an opportunity. You took it as a challenge,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
I took it as a challenge, and I didn't stop from that first failure. So what I did was again to search for more scholarship. It could be external scholarship and research from and hear from other friends. So they
Okay.
say that
So
if
there are
I
good
will,
NGOs in Philippines for supporting the
I'm
good
sorry.
cause. I mean, are there
Yeah,
good
yeah, yeah.
NGOs? Okay,
NGOs, yeah, there's a lot,
that's
but
great.
I didn't apply to that NGOs. I just asked some internal, still in the university. So one of my classmates or friends telling me that I am a working scholar
Mm-hmm.
and I am also in the same situation as you. I failed, not failed, but I didn't hit that 85 above mark score in passing the academic scholarship. So,
Okay.
okay, we'll downgrade you according to that department and you will not be able to complete your academic scholarship here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very sad. I'm worried that my parents would be disappointed in me. So I will not, I'm thinking like, oh, I will not be able to complete my college, something like that.
Yeah.
But I didn't stop that for that failure. It gives me more motivation to continue. So what I did is again to apply for that working scholarship.
Okay.
In our country or in the university, it was student training assistant or
Mhm.
a student assistant.
Okay.
So that is the journey again that I have need to face into, but my failure doesn't stop in there.
I
The
mean,
requirement
yeah,
of
there are
yeah,
always opportunities. Let me give you an
yeah,
example here, Justine. I was
yeah,
watching a movie, The Ugly Truth, and I still remember. I mean, that was, I guess, 8 years back, but today I still remember one word in that movie, which said, "There is no word problem. There's always a solution for that." So for every failure, there's always an opportunity as well that does exist.
yes,
So you
correct,
fought with it, and you were good in searching different NGOs, and you knew how to just go ahead and create your own pathway, right? That's what you're trying to
yes,
say. So yeah, go
yes.
ahead, continue, please.
Yeah. So if I continue, I have again a different challenges that I have faced during those times. So the requirement of the working scholarship on that time was even you have grades below 84, 85,
Mhm.
but you shouldn't failed in two subjects.
I got
Okay.
you. Yeah.
So okay, in this situation, I have studied from 5 p.m. in the evening until 9 p.m. in the evening because a working scholar should start working from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So
Oh,
daytime, I am assisting or I am working.
yeah.
And in the evening, after I'm working, I will be attending my school in the evening time, working in morning and studying in the evening.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, but still I tried my best to study. But here are different scenarios or experiences that we will encounter in our lives, and we will not expect those things that will come into us. But I think the most important thing that we should do is to deal with it and to be ready. So during
Mm.
that time when I was working, I feel like I'm already an employee. So it didn't really the studios Justin before is not like the Justin right at that moment when I'm studying college, because I feel like working 8 hours a day, it feels like I'm already earning or I'm already working.
Yeah.
So partly the 100% studious part of myself became like 20%, and 80% is the working me.
Mhm.
So that was just I was looking back for those times. So what I did or what happened was I failed again. I
Mm.
failed in one subject. So as I have mentioned a while ago, that the requirement of the university to be able to continue that working scholarship is that no two failed subject. So okay, I still have one more chance. I
Okay.
would
And you
continue.
still
I will
kept
not
on
stop.
fighting. You were like,
Yeah.
no, I have the
Yeah.
passion. Justine is going to do this.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Correct. That's the perfect term. I have that passion and my dream because I promised my parents that I will be completing my college because just a quick background, my mother haven't completed her college degree, so they are really eager for all of their children to complete. So we are five of us, and we completed all the college
And
degrees,
everybody
and
is
we are,
doing, everyone is
yeah,
working somewhere today.
yes, yes.
Okay, that's
So that's
nice.
the promise that I've made to my parents. So even though I failed in one subject, uh, I didn't, or it doesn't make me feel like I'm already a failure my whole life. So
Hmm.
what I did, okay, take the chance again. So before I've got that failure. My course was accountancy,
Okay.
but I think that since I have mentioned 80% of my life, the studious part was removed. So I decided to shift a course and transfer to a different department, which is a business department, major in financial management. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there I completed my college degree of business administration major in financial management. And
Okay.
yet my failure is not ended yet during that time. I even completed that, but okay, sorry, let's not just talk failure first. But after I completed my degree, on the department where I am assigned at the quality management office, since
Mm-hmm.
I was working 4 years as a student, I
Mm-hmm.
was actually offered 2 months before the graduation that I will be hired as an official employee in that
Okay.
department.
Okay.
So they feel like I would be um, like capable of doing the employee tasks or as an official employee. So they hired me as an office assistant on that university at the quality management office. And then after 2 years or 3 years, I was also promoted as the administrative assistant, where I
Mm-hmm.
am assisting chief executive officer. I am also assisting consultants from ISO consultants and also accreditors from different certifying body, even international visitors or guests,
Okay.
something like that. We are doing that.
So in Philippines, do you guys speak English? Is that your official language or is it different?
No, no,
Okay.
we
Okay.
are, yeah.
So how
In
did
the
you learn
university.
English? I mean, you speak pretty well. So was the curriculum
Oh,
in
really?
English or yeah, I mean, you're speaking.
That's actually,
The point is that at
OMG.
least I'm able to get what your message is, right? And you are fluent in this. So I
Ali,
mean,
to
how
be
did you learn
honest,
the basics?
Ali, to be honest, I was just shocked when you told me that my English is good. To be honest, my
We
work,
always appreciate people
yeah,
who have talent. It does not matter. I mean, that you have to speak, obviously, I mean, who's someone
yeah,
native, but as long as you're speaking,
yeah,
and since it's not your official language, so how did you just,
it's not.
cover that barrier? But that's my question to you.
Yeah, that's a very good question because even myself, I'm actually amazed when someone told me or someone tell me that you're speaking very well or being fluent with that. And to be honest, I've got a barrier or I have removed that barrier if you should in fact, I should say, is when I joined pseudo consultants.
I see.
Because when I was in the corporate job, we are not talking English or we are just talking English when there are visitors, but
Like
on our
foreigners
daily,
mostly.
yeah,
Yeah.
foreigners or like when we have visitors or we are expecting certifications or audits, we still talk in our native language.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I joined pseudo
No, but how
consultants,
did
I
how
need
did you
to.
learn the fluency?
Yeah,
Like, what clients did you speak to? The reason I'm asking this question is because there are a lot of people like you out there, but someone might
yeah,
have lost hope that okay, I'm not a good fit or stuff like that. But how would you just let them know that no, this is not the full stop. You need to go ahead. You need to come up with passion. You need to. I mean, language is not a big barrier. If that is something that's stopping you from achieving your goals, just go ahead and stop thinking about those. So can you please elaborate on that as well?
yeah, yeah. Okay. So that on that part, I was actually during the pandemic time, or even I was working in the corporate job. I was like thinking of these online jobs in my feeds and something like that. And it feels like when I saw or when I see those advertisements, I think that these jobs are not possible for me. So whenever I click them or something like that, it's not linking me or it's not connecting me to the right platform that I
Yeah.
need to. But when I started or when I started working online, the thing that I can share or I can say
No,
to
go ahead and
our
be expressive.
listeners,
It's
yeah,
There's nothing
yeah,
that you
to
cannot
our
share. Go ahead.
listeners,
Yeah.
yeah, same experience as I am at. I was actually a shy type person.
You
I
were an
don't even
introvert. That's what you're trying to say.
not really introvert,
Okay.
but
Okay.
in terms of the topic that we are at, like an English barrier or communication, I even a hi, how are you or something like that, I can't
Wow.
really say that before. But when I started working online, I need to do it. And the thing that I
So there was a
can
need that
share,
was
yeah,
created, and you had
yeah,
to just pull the trigger that okay, no, I will do it, and then you started speaking. There was a thought. and there is a saying that says the first step is that you have to say that you can.
Yes.
So do you believe
Yes,
in that?
actually, yeah, I believe in that because actually I've read a book, and Who Says You Can't is the title of that.
Hmm.
And that is something like one of the reason as well that I have like deviate or not deviate, but I have removed that barrier that I will not say no.
Hmm.
Who says you can't or something like that.
There's a
So the
song
thing, yeah,
you must have heard from Selena Gomez that says, "Who says I'm not perfect?" Girls actually
yes,
like listening to it. And
yeah,
there was a lady in US was motivating her because she went through some domestic violence issues. And I just told her that song, and the very next day she was really motivated. So I think music can also play a very good role in, transforming your mindset and just making sure that you're passionate. So what do you think about music at work while you're working? Do you think that it should be played and people should enjoy and also add some fun to work
Ye-
values?
yeah. Actually, I love music, but when I'm working, I'm using headset and I'm actually just listening to like calming music when I'm doing or I'm focusing.
Hmm.
So there's no like lyrics or something like that. I'm just listening to relaxing or study music or like
No, but
waters
what do you
and
think? What do
beach.
you think? I
Yeah,
mean, since cultures are changing across the world, it's 21st century. E-commerce is on boom. People are preferring working remotely these days, and there is a lot of change that's going on that we guys never thought before that it might even happen. Like companies
yeah,
have, I mean, talking about companies like Google, they're even allowing people to bring their pets along with them to work. So what do you think productivity, how can we improve productivity being the HR director
yeah.
in the corporate at the corporate level? I mean, do you think we should just go ahead and move with the autocratic approach, like from top to bottom, that, okay, this is the order and you have to obey that? Or do you think we should give employees autonomy and flexibility to just manage their own work and focus more on results rather than
Yeah.
being calculative? Okay, for example, if somebody's in customer support and he or she is dialing, okay, how many dials are you making? Instead of that, why don't we get to the result immediately, that, okay, this is what I'm providing you with? I mean, I think this would be much, much better. What do you think? Can you share your perspective?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that question. Actually, that is one of the most like the top reason or the weighted reason why I love pseudo consultants, because we are like our culture or the company culture is like giving flexibility to the
Hmm.
employees. Same, for example, you mentioned about the customer success. Yes,
Yeah.
we do
Yeah.
have a shift for that, and an employee. As an employee, we are working. We need to be productive. It doesn't necessarily mean that how many calls did you take for this particular time, or what is your productivity. We are more focused on the output rather than the time you put into it, as long as you completed a particular task. And for example, you have been assigned for that particular task, and you are working on that for just like 1 hour, but you are more productive on the different time within your time zone. So something like I love pseudo, or something that I love the current job that I am at, because the company provides me that flexibility, and also I can like work on the best time that I can be productive. And for example, the flexibility and the productivity for me is like relevant or correlative with each other, because I could be productive if I am flexible. And also, I would also say that other people would not agree with that, because they wanted to. Some people or some personality would like to do their job for this particular time, and they are very, very like plan things
I mean,
from
there is a
this
very
time and this
famous
time.
saying, and that says
Yeah.
that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I don't know if you've heard it or not. That means that if you're just working, 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 and if you don't have time to just, I mean, to me, I'm a manager. Let's, for example, if I'm hiring someone, I would just go for, okay, let's, for example, he or she starts working. I know that the person is talented due to which he or she's sitting here, right? So why not just
Yeah.
giving them that autonomy? Because we're not going to create creative mindsets and leadership if you're
Yeah.
just going to follow one specific zone that, okay, this
Yeah.
is a process. We've got a
Yeah.
lot of strategies. We've got a lot of processes that we are following. And due to the leadership that we've been following in the past 30 years, there have been those SWOT analysis. I'm a business graduate myself, so I know about that,
Yeah.
the way it has been working. But how would we change those things? We are going to change. I mean, for example, before COVID, there was no such thing as remote opportunity. I mean, there were opportunities, but not to
Yeah.
the extent that they are today. But then COVID hit, they had no other option. Eventually, they had to just go ahead and give work from home, right? Now,
Yeah.
believe it or not, after that approach, today, almost 40%, I mean, you can just go ahead and check the number if I'm wrong, but a lot of companies are relying on that. They're saving their expenses and they're actually going for work from home. And if this was something that was before COVID, people wouldn't have even believed it. People would have thought, okay, if they're going to work from home, they're not going to work. But then they started, there are companies that I've been working in previously as well, and they started achieving more. Why? Because people were more convenient at home. Then people had different,
Yeah.
strategies that, okay, whenever you feel like coming to the office, if there is an important meeting, you can come. And when you feel like staying at your home, stay at your home. The point here is that we need to focus on work culture. If the employee is
Yeah.
working fine, if you're getting your goals, you're achieving your goals in time, what's the point of just getting into all those discussions that, okay, how many hours are you working? When did you check in? When did you check out? I know that, creating a good culture does matter, but
Yeah.
good is not a term that, I mean, we're not working in army or we're not working as a military personnel, right? I mean, in those areas, we understand that, okay, discipline is important. You got to be just, upfront and, just make sure that being from the army background, you're a soldier, you need to fight. That is another, this isn't a
Yeah.
military job. This is a normal 9 to 5 or 8 hours, 9 hours job that we guys do.
Yeah.
So do you think I'm right in that perspective that we should come up with some entrepreneurship and those innovative mindsets as well? And we should also work on research and development rather than just following the same processes that eventually just give us good, return on investment. What do you think about it?
Yeah. Yeah, on my perspective, based on the few sentences that you have shared a while ago with regards to the strategic part and the plans of a particular culture that a company is where at that. So, on my perspective, I think that discipline starts within ourselves because even what we do, even if a company or a leadership or a leader in that particular company is doing their best to impose this particular process, to be of standards, to follow this innovation or something like that, any strategies or any activities that or a processes that a company would like implement would not be effective if an individual is itself is not disciplined as he is or as she is. So I believe that start within ourselves, and also I believe in influence that if a person is willing, if a person is willing to grow, if a person is adoptive and a person has a passion to continue dreaming or continue working on that part or in that like roadmap or something like in that direction, that could be a good possibility as well that that person, even if he is not disciplined as that or he doesn't like that, but if that person is willing to take that journey to grow and he is willing to be influenced as well with that, I believe everything is possible with
Hmm.
that scenario.
Hmm. So what you're trying to say is that a person, him, or like we're talking about a person has a passion within him or her, right? I mean, no
Yes.
leader can just go ahead and push you towards, growth if you don't want to grow. That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
yeah, because if even if your leaders are very on top and you yourself are not that like
Passionate.
open or yeah you're passionate of doing it and you have a different target or plans in life, it couldn't work for me. That is my perspective. For
Hmm.
example, I will give you an example. If I am working on an information technology part. And for example, this is just an example, my passion is more about, for example, modeling or something like that. So how can I continue working on information technology industry if my heart belongs to the modeling part, something like that.
I
So it,
cannot
yeah,
agree more. I mean, trust me, you just stated the point that I'm working on, and that is lack of career counseling. People are pushed or forced towards those careers in which
yes,
there is good earning. I know that earning matters, but it,
yes,
I mean, nothing is more important than a person's ambition.
correct.
Okay. If
I
you have
agree
an
with that.
aim to become a fashion designer, I don't care if you are a fashion designer at a local stage,
Yes,
at a local level, you're not an
yes, as
international
long as
actor,
you're
you
happy
don't
with
have
it.
enough
Yeah,
fame. I mean, for
yeah,
example, I just have 1 like on my post, or I have 2 likes, or I have 10 likes. But as long as I'm just doing the thing that I like, should
yes,
that be important, or should the likes of those people who are just going to be there and appreciate you be important? What's more important to you? Your own
yeah,
self-evaluation, your own willingness to do things. Let's, for example, if I'm doing this, I'm really enjoying having a conversation with you.
yes. Me too, me
You too,
too.
right? So
Yeah,
this is something that we are lacking. We don't need people to go ahead and just value us to do that. But and we're not going to stop. So
yes,
point being is that people are going to say no matter what. If
yes,
Justine
correct.
tomorrow is the CEO of Google, they might say, "Oh, Justine did not even complete her education.
Yeah,
You know, how could she even
correct.
become a CEO?"
Yeah,
That's one example. Now, if
yes,
Justine is not a CEO, I don't think, I mean, why doesn't she even apply at the CEO level? I mean, I think she's capable enough, but I think she does not have that mindset. Well, there are two aspects. One is positive, one is negative. You
yeah,
think positive, you can just go ahead and create wonders in your life because nothing is impossible. All the
yes,
impossible things were made possible
yeah,
because of innovation. Wright brothers came up with the airspace, the airplane that we guys have these
yeah,
days. We've got technology, we've got Bill Gates, we've got Steve Jobs, we've got all those names. In Philippines, you guys might have local entrepreneurs who are just doing things that I might not personally know. There are countries like India, Pakistan, Canada, Saudi Arabia, UAE. The
yeah,
world is full of opportunities.
yeah.
So all we need, and what would be, because we've just got 5 minutes left, what would be your advice to the youth in the world who's watching you today? First of all, I really appreciate you for sharing your journey. I would want
Thank you
people to
very much.
know that if you're not getting the right means, don't stop. You've
Yes,
got those
I
people out there to
totally agree.
support you. I mean,
Yes,
let's be very honest. If a child comes to me personally and asks me, Ali, can you help me out? I want to study. Okay, I cannot promise that I would send him to the tier 1 institute, but at least tier 2 or tier 3, I can manage. I can ask someone to help him or out, right? This is how we guys should come up towards people instead of
yes,
just creating that negative mindset. So if you
yeah,
were let's, for example, a politician, and for a month you've been given the rights that, okay, Justine, you're the one who's supposed to create the good culture. We're relying on you wholly and solely. So what would be your 2 strategies to minimize lack of career counseling across the world? And how would you build leaders who can go ahead and create innovative mindset? Give me 2 strategies.
okay. Thank you very much. Actually, I was really waiting for that question because I really wanted to share something for our youth, for our listeners.
Yeah.
So first, I'm sharing with you two things, right? So first is that I wanted our listener to feel like this word like acceptance. Yeah, because if
Acceptance.
we yeah, because if we do not accept something that happened in our life, if we are in denial of something,
Yeah.
we will not get through with it. For example, we didn't accept that we failed. So how can we continue? First is to accept that thing already happened to us. And by acceptance, we would be able to think plans, we would be able to think strategies, we would be able to think what would be the next step, and we would be moving forward from that. So acceptance for me is the very
Accept the
important.
situation that
Yeah.
you're in. One
Yes.
strategy. Okay. What's the
Yeah.
next one?
Yeah. The next strategy is this is always and always the thing that I've always saying to different people, first my family members, is that lose everything. I couldn't say everything, but lose almost everything, but never lose your dream.
Mm.
Yeah, because if you will lose your dream, there is no passion for you to move forward. There is no passion, there are no fire in you to continue living. There are no fire for you to continue the things that you love the most. And if you lose that dream, you can't like also inspire other people. You can with that, for example, there would be failures in your life and you didn't, for example, I will go back to the first point is acceptance, and that failure you didn't accept that failure, and that is just one of the thousands of failure that we will be encountering in the future. If for just that one failure and we didn't accept that, we didn't evaluate it, and we are so in denial of moving forward, we are in denial of that particular failure, we would not be able to see what would be the next step, would be
Your point,
like
your
something
point
we're
is
stuck.
if one door, has been closed, it does not mean that
Yeah,
there isn't another door for you. There might be a lot of doors, but you need to knock on those doors. Until you're
yeah,
not going to knock on those doors, how would you know that they're open for you?
yeah,
Right?
absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah,
for example, you go to become a fashion designer. Now, there's one last thing that I would want to add, and I would like to give my personal message as well. And that will be to all of you guys in Philippines and US and Canada, people who are listening to us, who are going to listen to this podcast. First, share the word and subscribe our channel, Youth Alumni Association on YouTube, to just get more of these podcasts. Why? Because we are doing it for you people, just to make sure that you can learn something out of it. Now, my advice to the youth would be to always stay focused on their dreams. And as far as payoffs are concerned, don't have those goals in your life that normal people, like people normally have. I'm not saying normal people have. I mean, people normally have. There's a lot of difference. I mean, otherwise people might say, what do you mean by that? So people normally think about getting a house for themselves. That's fine. Think about those things, but don't go crazy so that you just lose your mind eventually that, okay, I could not achieve it.
yeah,
Slowly and steadily, you always get towards where you want. So always stay happy. Even if you're getting a candy, just be thankful that, okay, I got
correct.
something. Try to cherish
I
all those
agree.
small things. You buy a new pair of shoes, just try to cherish that. Try to run, in the garden with those shoes that, oh, I just got new shoes. At times we're too mature to forget the baby inside us. I mean, when we guys used to be kids, remember, we guys just didn't even know that, okay, if we are fine or our shirt is clean or not, and we're running here and there, we're playing football, cricket, we're just moving here and there because we were so full of dreams and we were so free of all that stress. Why are we in so much stress now? We should be more happy because now we've
Yeah,
done a lot in our lives. So try to cherish all those things that you have, because if not, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. The world is moving
agree.
at a very fast pace. You
Yeah,
even don't, I mean, I don't know if I'm even going to exist. Just be very honest about it. Okay. I
yes,
hope that everybody has, fulfills their wishes and dreams and stuff. But, and also one more thing, try to respect your parents, try to have smile on your face, try to help out
absolutely.
people. That
Yeah,
should be your aim. If you're doing good and if you're not getting paid for it, you're getting satisfied. Trust me, try to do that. And
yeah,
they're gonna actually go ahead and support you guys. Justine, thank you so much for your time. It was really nice talking to you. I would love
yeah.
to go ahead and do another session with you if you get
That
time.
would be amazing. Yeah, that would be
And
amazing.
thank you so much for your time today. Take care of yourself.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Ali. Take care.
Appreciate it. Bye bye.
Bye.